Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Yeah, I Said It. I want to apologize to all my East Coast listeners. Life gets in the way sometimes, and I had to give you the program late. It's late, about 8 o'clock, 8:15 Pacific Standard Time. So, unfortunately, if you're back east, you may not be able to get on the live chat. However, if you're on the East Coast and you're not doing anything, make sure you jump into your Friday dinner, Steelers style. And I got my little P hat on right now. And before I jump into the program, I want to give a big shout out to Mel Blunt and to Rod Woodson, who were named to the NFL's 100th anniversary football team. Two of the Pittsburgh Steelers that were named to the team. Bit of a controversy for me. There was really only one modern safety. I shouldn't say modern safety, but one safety that played in the last 25 years that was selected to the team. Now, 25 years, I may be in Ronnie Lott maybe in the last 25 years, but there was only one safety. I'm going to just say modern, so to speak. And that was Ed Reed. In the live chat, tell me how you guys feel about Ed Reed being named to that team, the top 100, the 100-year anniversary team, not top 100, but the 100-year anniversary team, over Troy Polamalu. I know I feel a certain way being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, adorned in black and gold, being a North Sider, 15212, 15233. I mean, I expect you guys to be biased. I feel a certain way about it. Like, I feel like Troy P should have been on the team. I think Troy P was a little more versatile than Ed Reed, in my opinion. Great cover guy, great box player, very instinctive. I mean, Ed took the ball away better. Ed was maybe more of your classic safety, deep safety. But I like Troy's versatility, particularly in the run game, his ability to blitz, and just the freakish stuff athletically that Troy used to do. So, I'm feeling a little frisky. I'm feeling a little way about it. You know, so I'm not saying that Ed shouldn't have been on it, but I'm thinking Troy should have been on it too. And to Leo Reaver III, Benny still does not have Jets. But yeah, I absolutely think Troy should have been on it, man. I mean, I'm just, maybe I feel a certain way because I am a Steeler fan. Big up to Keith McNair Jr. I do feel a certain way. I think Troy should have been on the team. Now, Joe Green's on the team. I'm not sure who the linebackers are, but I'm pretty sure that Jack Lambert more than likely is on the team. Maybe not Jack Ham, but the Steelers are well represented on that team. I just feel that Troy Polamalu should have been on that team. But before I get into the program, I just want to do that first. Big up to Dave Schofield, the Oracle. Big up to Dave. Big up to Jeff Hartman, the editor of BehindTheSteelCurtain.com and my co-host on The Standard is the Standard and the Steelers post game. Big up to hashtag Mr. 2AM, Brian Anthony, who's bad. BAD, big up to Tony Defio. Big up to all the guys out there to do the podcast. I want to thank you guys for chiming in as well. And Mango Masher said Jack Ham is on. I thought Jack Ham should be on. Jack Ham is probably the best outside linebacker maybe to play. A little bit in a different mode, of course, than LT, but Jack Ham is the prototype. In my opinion, I think Jack Ham is probably even better than Jack Lambert. And you guys are going to probably, disagree with that, but I think Ham was the better all-around player than Lambert. Lambert was the tough guy. Ham was the technician. But anyway, that's for another day. But on this particular episode, it's entitled, I got some stuff wrong about the Steelers this year. There's some things that I got wrong. And I want to do this show because we're headed to the end of the year, and one of the bones I like to pick with a lot of the pundits out there that do shows like this, who are on national broadcasts, or even guys that have bigger platforms, they don't like to admit when they're wrong. But see, I'm going to take a different tack. I'm going to admit that I'm wrong. I'm going to admit that I'm not an expert. And this is football, so you are going to get some stuff wrong. I think it's better to have a strong opinion than to worry about getting everything right. But a lot of other guys just won't admit when they get it wrong. And I'm just laughing at the live chat. OC Cams OX said, "We're screwed. Lance is bandwagon hopping. Season is Kaputski." And I want to apologize again. I'm on the West Coast. That's why it's late for you guys on the East Coast. So I want to apologize for that. But yeah, I got a lot of things wrong. And I want to go through some of the top 5 things that I got wrong this year. And I'm going to give you the show titles so you guys can listen to those shows just to see how bad I got it wrong. So the one episode I want to start with was called "It's Always Sunny in Pittsburgh" for Steeler fans, I think. And the topic of that show was essentially the season was over. And I did that show after Ben Roethlisberger suffered his, what we found out to be later, a season-ending elbow injury. On that show, I harped about how it was over, that the Steelers should possibly tank, that the Steelers should be positioning themselves for a high pick in the draft, that without Ben Roethlisberger, that this team did not have a ghost in hells of a chance to be successful. Now, needless to say, I was wrong. I wasn't just a little wrong. I was really wrong. Like, really, really wrong. What did the Steelers do after Ben Roethlisberger's elbow injury? They went out and traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Who would have thought that? My thought was they're dead. Their thought was we're not dead. Hey, we've got to bolster the safety position now that Sean Davis is injured. We're going to go get a player that we think was awesome in the draft. We scouted him. We had a super high grade. This is a player that is the favorite player of Nick Saban. We're going to go get Minkah Fitzpatrick. And who would have thought that the acquisition of Minkah Fitzpatrick might have been the single most important move that the Pittsburgh Steelers have made in free agency in the last several years? They get Minkah, season turns around. He's an absolute freak show, turnover machine. And on December 6th, 2019, the Steelers are sitting at 7-5 in the 6th seed. I got it wrong. But I'm going to defend myself a little bit on that one because everybody got that one wrong. Everybody thought that the season was over. Period. Everybody thought the season was over. Point blank. Absolutely. Season over. So I don't feel too bad about that. Oh, Oxcom's razor. Okay, that I did not read it right. Yes, the simplest explanation is usually right. Great name in the live chat. So I got that one dead wrong. Let me go to number 2. The one that I really got wrong. That I got really bad. And I did this show on September 11th. Special shout out to anybody that lost a loved one during 9/11. Terrible day in our history. Why chemistry is overrated. On that show, I ripped chemistry. I ripped if chemistry even mattered, wasn't important, whatever. I absolutely ripped chemistry. And this was me talking about how chemistry can't replace Mr. Third and Fifth's 15 touchdowns. That it can't replace production on the football field. Essentially, you know, when's the last time the love bought your clothes? It's like that, and that's the way it is. Famous lyrics from Run DMC. When the last time chemistry won you a football game? But you know what chemistry, and I was wrong. But because you know what chemistry has helped the Steelers do? Navigate these rough waters. Navigate having a Mason Rudolph and a Devlin Doug Hodges at your quarterback position. Chemistry is what you saw when Marquise Pouncey came to the aid of his quarterback and stomped out Myles Garrett. Chemistry is that glue that creates a band of brothers where there's no finger pointing and nobody asking for the ball or pouting. It's dealing with the situation, internalizing it, building off of it, showing high football character and personal character, and going out there and competing. And that all shows itself because they have good chemistry. Do we seriously think if Mr. Butt Naked and Robbed or Mr. Third and Fifth was on this team with Devlin Duck Hodges, that this would be, they'd be 7-5. They'd have better players, but they had no chemistry on that team. They had finger pointers. They had bad character guys. So the chemistry would have been off. So the elements and different stuff you put in the Bunsen burner, and I hope it's still called Bunsen burner, but the periodic table, the charts, selenium, merconium, something M, another Eminem, the rapper from Detroit, all those M&Ms and merconiums and periodic chamberims would have never worked. They wouldn't have had the chemistry to sustain an injury to Ben Roethlisberger. But this is a high character team with a ton of chemistry, and you could see it how guys play, how guys sell out for each other, and how it is a band of brothers united by this chemistry that keeps this team competing week in and week out because they don't feel sorry about them circumstances because the chemistry is strong. The foundation is strong, and you see that week in and week out. Now, let me go into a third thing that I was wrong about. The Steelers need to turn Mason Rudolph loose. And I did that show recently on October 27th, 2019. Is anybody hoping that the Pittsburgh Steelers turn Mason Rudolph loose? I think most of us are hoping that Mason Rudolph never take a snap this year. And below sea level is right. The Steven Nelson acquisition is flying under the radar. He is an absolute stud. He is an absolute stud. And it's flying under the radar, and that's a good thing because that's proof that he's playing that well. And I'm getting all these chats in the live chat, these different comments. Is it Brian Anthony Davis's birthday today? If so, my bad. My bad, who's bad? If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Who's bad? But anyway, let me get back to the point. Nobody wants to see Mason Rudolph play again. Nobody wants to see Mason Rudolph stay in the pocket and take hits. No one wants to see Mason Rudolph throw it to other people. I got that wrong. It's really wrong. Super wrong. Like, this was with the thought that Mason Rudolph undoubtedly would be the future quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I think that's in question. But at that point in time, I wanted them to turn Mason loose to get the evaluation for him, to see what it is. And what I've got wrong is the evaluation of a player is not more important than wins and losses. See, that was me putting the cart before the horse. That somehow evaluating Mason Rudolph was more important than the bottom line, getting dubs. This is Pittsburgh. You got to get dubs. As I throw my dubs up, if you are watching on YouTube, dubs matter in Pittsburgh, not necessarily everywhere else. I don't know, Max, if we should be worried about Juju's knee long term. We should be worried about it definitely in the short term because he's not playing. But dubs mean everything. And it's the obligation of Steeler coaches to put out the players that give the Steelers the best opportunity to win, not evaluating a player to see if that player will be the player you need for future wins. Future wins don't get you anything. We want present wins. This fan base is spoiled. I'm spoiled. I've been a fan of the Steelers all my life. I grew up with the curtain. I'm spoiled. I expect a level of football, a level of excellence, and I expect wins. So I'm glad that the coaching staff did not listen to my moronic comments, thinking that the Steelers needed to cut Mason Rudolph loose in an effort to properly evaluate the player. Got it wrong. My bad. I holla. I got it wrong. Let me go to a number 4. I did a show way back in April 24th, 2019. And the show was titled, The Steelers Should Not Reach for Either Devin. And the Devin I was talking about, of course, was Devin Bush. That the inside linebacker position is undervalued, that they need not reach for that position because of that. It's not an important position. It doesn't get sacks. It doesn't really change the game. None of that. I argued that. And Bill, I have been hearing that for a long time, that I am Cedric the Entertainer's cousin. He's much funnier than me, and he has more money than I do. But I did say don't reach for Devin Bush. I did not feel that the inside linebacker position was worth it. But boy, have I been wrong. Even if the only play that Devin Bush made this year was causing the fumble in Cincinnati, I was wrong. And of course, he's played fantastic football this year. Little inconsistent with his run fits, but he's played very well this year. If Nick Bosa wasn't killing it, Devin Bush would be the defensive rookie of the year. I got it wrong. I got it wrong. This is why we do this. I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I mean, bottom line. And I want to ask Javier Zambrano. He said, Lance, you're making me sad. I want to hear the old Lance where you rip on the truth. Well, I'm going to bring out the old Lance. Just wait and see. Because when you're wrong, you're also right sometimes. And I am going to tell you when I'm right because I got to pop my collar. The last one where I was absolutely wrong, and this kind of chimes into my third one where the Steelers need to turn Mason Rudolph loose, was number 5. And I saved this one for last. I hope Mason Rudolph plays Big Ben into an early retirement. I was wrong on that one. I was really wrong on that one. I don't want to see Mason Rudolph play quarterback. If I never see him play quarterback again, I won't be upset. That's not to say I think he's a bust. That's just to say if I watch Mason Rudolph play quarterback, that means the prospects of winning probably ain't happening. That also means a Super Bowl is out of the question. So no knock on pretty Mason Rudolph, the Hartman family. Yeah, no knock on pretty Mason Rudolph. I don't want to see him play no more. I just don't want to see him play anymore. Because if he's playing, they probably not winning. I don't want to see him play anymore. And with this defense balling like it is, I need 7 back. I've been hard on Ben Roethlisberger, but this is the first time you're going to hear me say, I need 7 back. I need 7 back in a hurry, but I need like 50 pounds off 7 when he comes back. I need that elbow right like Steve Austin in the Bionic Man. I need that man back. I need the arm right. Because with that D, Big Ben and a couple playmakers, and hopefully if Hargrave and Stud Dupree are still on that defense, that's a championship squad. Because I'm going to be upset if that team up north gets 7 before my Steelers get 7. So I need I need Bionic Elbow back. I need him on the Jeff Hartman fitness plan. I need him eating protein and produce. I need 7 back. So no way in the world was I right when I said I hope Mason Rudolph plays Big Ben into an early retirement. I don't want that. I was wrong. I don't ever want to see Mason Rudolph play unless I have to. Unless I have to. I never want to see him back. Sorry, Mason. I know you took one for the team, literally. And you showed that you got a good beard, but I don't want to see you play football no more. I don't. When you play again, I want it to be because you are the backup to whoever is the starter that is better. But there's always 2 sides of the coin. Always 2 sides of the coin. I'm going to tell you when I got it right. Because if I could be self-deprecating and admit when I got it wrong, I'm going to tell you when I got it right. Number 1, you guys thought I was crazy. I did a bonus show way back when the show first started. And I said, the Steelers should have signed Kareem Hunt. Y'all thought I was crazy when I said that the Steelers should sign Kareem Hunt. I'm going to just pause. I'm going to lay out for a second. I'm going to just lay out for a second. You know I was right. You know I was right when I said they should have signed Kareem Hunt. Who they got playing running back now? Benny. No, Jets. Benny. No, Jets. How would the Steelers running game be right now if Kareem Hunt with fresh legs was playing right now? How would the running game look if Kareem Hunt was running in a Steeler uniform? That's all I'm saying. James Conner's out again. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Jalen Samuels, Beanie Snell Jr., White I don't even know where the guy came from. He's a dash guy with a little bit of speed. How would the running game look if Kareem Hunt was a Steeler? Is anybody mad about Kareem Hunt being a Brown? Was there any feedback that the Browns got? Hey, if Kenny Crosby, you do want Kareem Hunt. Imagine if Kareem Hunt was banging in between the tackles. And I don't think you can put Kareem Hunt in the same category as Martavis Bryant. Martavis had drug issues. Kareem Hunt had one incident with the young lady, albeit not a good one. Come on. I would have loved to have Kareem Hunt as a Steeler. I was right. He should have been back. Number 2, AB stands for absolutely bonkers. That show was 1000% spot on. AB might be the dumbest person I've ever read about or dumbest celebrity that I've ever seen. He's ripping Kraft one week, apologizing the next week, whatever. Whatever. Whatever it is. He's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot, bonkers. And last but not least, I will stop the I got it right with just simply Mike Tomlin still talks too much. I'm absolutely right. Evidence of Mike Tomlin talking too much when he announced that Devlin Duck Hodges would be the starter in a Tuesday press conference. But AB is the kicker. But I absolutely got it right about Kareem Hunt. So this was my mea culpa this year. I wanted to admit where I got it wrong and where I got it right. Because seriously, these guys get up here and they pontificate as if, they pontificate as if they can't get it right. Or if they can't get it wrong, I should say. And it happens. We get this stuff wrong all the time. But with that, before we get out of here, I want to get into your questions. And the live chat has been red hot, but I can't go through all of those. So if you want to get your question to the top, hit the super chat button in the corner, hit the $sign, boom, bang, get your question to the top. So I'm going to start taking some questions from now. I see Maxwell McCormick. We're not going to show your. I'm going to show it, man. I'm going to show it. It's Friday, and it's okay. I don't think he did write it himself. And you're right. Utah is out of the playoff. Nobody wanted to see him. Nobody wanted to see them play anyway. So Maxwell McCormick said, are you okay with Barron spying Murray? No. It may happen, but no. I'd rather it be Devin Bush. Barron is not quick twitchy. Barron is not quick twitchy. And I think everybody in their right mind would want Saquon Barkley, but I don't think that's going to happen whatsoever. So again, make sure you get your questions up. I think this is a tough game for the Steelers. If you want to get my prediction, listen to the Standard as the Standard, where me and Jeff predict the game. Oh, I want to jump into a super chat from Cameron Meadows. Glad to see you took my advice from a couple of shows ago. Love the show. What was the advice? I don't know what the advice was, but I'm glad that I took it, and I'm glad that you acknowledge that I took it. Kenneth McNair Jr. asks, who is the better safety tandem in your opinion? Terrell Edmonds or Minkah Fitzpatrick, or Sean Davis and Minkah Fitzpatrick? Well, Terrell Edmonds doesn't make any plays. Sean Davis doesn't make any plays either. So 1 minus 1 is 0. It's anybody with Minkah. Anybody with Minkah is the better safety combination. Barron is ranked number 82 out of 83 total defensive players that have played at least 20% of the snaps. I am not surprised. I'm guessing that's a PFF stat. Well, I guess I did take Cameron Meadows gave $2 more. Thank you for the super chat. I said to make a show called Eat My Words. Well, I think I ate a lot of them. I ate a lot of crow. Mark Tobin asked, should the Steelers make Davis and Edmonds compete for strong safety? Davis is gone. Davis will no longer be a Pittsburgh Steeler. The safety combination will be Minkah and it will be Edmonds. Both of those guys are higher pedigree players. And I think Edmonds is more versatile than Sean Davis. Sean Davis will no longer be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Brian Anthony Davis, how come we don't have a show together? I don't know who's bad. We should. You're the funniest dude ever. Who's bad? Is it your birthday? I don't know. People were saying it's your birthday. Is it your birthday? And by the way, man, why the hell are you up so late? Anyway, is Tomlin the coach of the year? If they go to the playoffs, yes. In my opinion, I don't think he will. I think, unfortunately, the head coach of the Ratbirds will be the the coach of the year if they win the 1 seed, because I think what they're doing with Lamar Jackson is nothing short of incredible. And I hate to say that. Did Jordan Berry and special teams improve a lot? Jordan Berry improved a lot. I don't think the kickoff or punt return teams are appreciably better. Let me see if there's any more questions down here. Does making the playoffs make Duck, and this is from Tom 205G, does making the playoffs make Duck their heir apparent to Ben, or do we still need another? Man, there is no way. Let me stop. Hold up. Let me do this. Let me just say this. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some boom in it. Boom, 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 boom. HE double hockey sticks into the capital O. Will Devlin Duck Hodges be the future quarterback and the heir apparent to Ben Roethlisberger? We don't want that business. Only business we want in the Duck business is this year. Get the Steelers to the dance and be the backup. TJ Watt versus Lamar Jackson. Hey, man, Lamar is a freak show. He's a freak show, baby, baby, on the dance floor. He's a freak show. Maybe I need to do these shows later at night. See, I get a little bit loose the later we get on because I'm just thinking that nobody's listening. So I just get looser on the show. Bill Davis, we like to watch you eat. To eat, you made the crow look good. Oh, yeah. Do the Ezekiel eating. The Cowboys are absolute trash, and that is great to see. If Kenny Crosby said the Steelers have not lost a game on Sunday since the overtime loss to the Ravens. Good point. I didn't think about that. Mark Tobin, how long has it been since we had a punt or kick return touchdown? Boy, I wish Dave Schofield was in the live chat. He would know that answer immediately. I do not know. So I would think it's Mr. Third and Fifth would be the guy. I know I saw Mr. Third and Fifth do it live. So I'm thinking he would be the guy. Rudy T asks, since you're a Pittsburgh native, let me scroll up so I don't lose the question. Rudy T asks, since you're a Pittsburgh native but live out here on the West Coast, do you see a difference between East and West Coast Steeler fans? I have seen a difference. And it's sort of like I used to tease Jeff about West Virginia Steeler fans and Pittsburgh Steeler fans. Pittsburgh, being from Pittsburgh. West Virginia Steeler fans are just absolutely crazy. Just absolutely crazy. I mean, you don't want to run into West Virginia Steeler fans. I mean, it's like, look, when Pittsburgh Steeler fans are in some beef, got some funk, and need some backup, and the heavy hitters, we call West Virginia Steeler fan. But I will say this. West Coast Steeler fans, and the further you get away from Pittsburgh, they are 1,000% in. It's almost like the further you get away from Pittsburgh, you have to show that you truly rep the Steelers. West Coast fans got rooms, cars, fat heads, 78 hoodies, hats, go to every game, every type of they are super fans. So it's like, they're like, look, we're not from Pittsburgh, but we don't want anybody to question our love and loyalty for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they go in super hard. So West Coast Steeler fan is as hard as they come. But West Virginia Steeler fan is the hardest of all time. Let me go into a couple more questions here. Why not use Minkah in any blitz packages? Because Minkah holds down the deep end. That's what he does. That's what he feels comfortable doing, being that deep safety that eliminates big chunks in the passing game. The way Minkah's being utilized is fine. The way they are utilizing him is fine. And he's also learning and growing in the scheme. Maybe you see a bit more of that next year, but the way he's being implemented and utilized is fine. Let me jump into a couple more questions here before I wrap this up. Dennis Irvin, that's a new name here. Dennis said, I'm from Fairworth, West Virginia, and live in Cali now, and I can attest to both sides you mentioned. Yes, yeah. Like Dennis is like the hardest fan ever because he's from West Virginia. But Dennis knows it. When you get away from Pittsburgh Steelers fans, look, they don't play. They do not play at all. Rudy T asked, the reason why I asked, I was offered a position in the Pittsburgh area. Plus, I'm looking for an area of Pittsburgh to live in. Any advice? I have a wife and 3 kids. Go to Squirrel Hill or Shady Side. Or you can go to Neville Wood or Neville Side if you want to be in the suburbs. You want to be in a city. Live by University of Pitt. Live by Carnegie Mellon. Those are great areas. Shady Side and East, Shady Side, not East Liberty, but Shady Side and Squirrel Hill, great places. Let me go into a couple more questions. Troy, greater than Ed Reed, I agree. Senior Slim said, you guys should also listen to Arthur Moats. He had a great Beanie Snell interview and has cool film breakdown. He's an ex-linebacker and still rides for Pitt. Hey, big up to him. He's doing this thing. I like Arthur Moats. Good guy. But if you go to Arthur, you better like this video. If you're going to, and anybody in the live chat right now, like these videos. Bing, 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 bing. Like them all. Subscribe. Like. South Hills. Never really been to South Hills, but I'll take your word for it. That South Hills is a good place. Let me get into the last few questions. Hill District is a great place. I know a lot of have family from the Hill District. Hill District is a great place. Fairmont, West Virginia, the birthplace of the pepperoni roll. Wow, I did not know that East Liberty is now known as Bakery Square. That's terrible. Oh, man, I used to live in East Liberty for a short amount of time. Wow, that's terrible. Bakery Square. But anyway, I want to thank you guys. Let me jump into this last question. Who are you giving a contract to, Hargrave or Dupree? You have to give it to Bud Dupree. I think the tandem of him and TJ Watt, you have to keep that combination together. And I don't know if I still have the photo here, but let me give you these stats here. Bud and TJ Watt this season have 21 sacks, 40 quarterback hits, 21 tackles for loss, 9 forced fumbles, 5 fumble returns and interception. You've got to keep that tandem together. You have got to keep that tandem together. You must. I say you franchise him and you sign Hargrave. I want to keep them both. I'm not sure if they can. They need to keep them both, man. But Hargrave, I will say, his skill set is one of the rare skill sets in the National Football League. He's a plugger that you can play in sub-package football that's stout against the run and gets pass rush. So he is like that rare diamond that's really hard to find in this current game. Maxwell McCormick said, Lance, should I hashtag just take it tonight, hitting bars in a few? You should never take it, my brother. You should never take it. A true player does not have to take it. It is given. But if it is given to you, be safe when you do it. R. Olivares said, maybe you're right. Have another Eat Your Crow show next year, and it'll be about how you were wrong on Duck. That would mean he's balling and taking us to the promised land. Hey, you never know. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I do not know about that one, and I will be doing a show about that next year, Mr. Olivares. But I'm going to sign off. I want to thank all my East Coast listeners for being on because it is late night. But if you're about to go to a bar, I hope I fired you up. Yes, the Steelers will turn over for 20 straight games. But with that, I'm going to get out of here because I don't want you guys to hit me with my hashtag, Jeff's the homer, I'm the hashtag. But let me get out of here. And as always, tune in, tell a friend, and subscribe.